of Venice, California, please welcome the 2008 U.S. Olympic bronze medalist in judo, the undefeated challenger, Ronda.
There's this woman out there that's going to be a game changer.
An Olympian, someone who has such an infectious personality, you could not ignore the rise of Ronda Rousey.
When Ronda Rousey raced the biggest failure, insane fight. She was untouchable, an Olympic judoka who redefined a sport and crushed champions in seconds. Ronda Rousey was an icon, a force of nature believed to be unbeatable. Then did the impossible, giving it shocked the world. Welcome to Punch Klub, fellas. Here we go.
A lot of us started to see some of the footage on Ronda, ripping off arms left and right.
She's like Hoist Gracie, the girl version, you know. She went in there and just took out everybody.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything.
The Untouchable. In November 2015, Ronda Rousey wasn't just winning fights. She was ending careers. She only needed seconds to brutally destroy anyone standing against her. Racing icons like Kat Zingano and Betch Kohea. Misha Tate tapped out twice in the same armbar. Most opponents either tapped or get their arms snapped like breadsticks. There was no middle ground. Her armbar was so legendary that fighters were losing to it before the cage doors even closed.
He has big trouble. It is all over, just like that.
The fear was real, and the dominance was suffocating. But Ronda wasn't just a fighter anymore. She was on magazine covers, in Hollywood movies, hosting Saturday Night Live. She transcended the sport in a way no female fighter had before. And when you're that unstoppable for that long, something dangerous happens inside your head. You start believing you can't lose. The world was calling her invincible, and she started believing it. But that belief was about to cost her everything. But every empire has a weakness, and in Melbourne, someone had been studying that weakness for months, waiting for the perfect moment to expose it. The opponent nobody feared. Holly Holm is 34 years old, a former boxing champion with a perfect 9-0 record in MMA. Tall, technical, and patient, on paper, she was dangerous. But in reality, nobody cared. The media wasn't asking if Ronda would win. They were asking how fast she'd finish Holly. First round armbar, 30 seconds, under a minute. Betting odds had Rousey as a massive favorite. At weigh-in, things got tense. Ronda shoved Holly hard during the face-off. It wasn't playful. It was aggressive and personal. But Holly didn't flinch. She just stared back, calm and focused. Beyond the scenes, though, Holly's team was doing something smart. They were studying Ronda like she was a final exam, watching old footage, breaking down patterns, looking for weaknesses, and they found them. Melbourne, Australia, Etihad Stadium, November 14, 2015. 56,000 people packed into the arena. The energy was electric. The anticipation was massive. When Ronda walked to the octagon, the roar shook the building. She smiled, shadow boxed, and waved to the crowd. She looked confident. She looked relaxed. She looked ready to add another quick finish to her highlight reel. But somewhere across the cage, someone was watching closely, waiting. What happened next would prove that film study beats reputation. And patience can dismantle even the most terrifying aura. The myth starts cracking. The bell rang, and the fight started exactly how everyone expected. Ronda charged forward immediately, throwing wild punches, trying to close the distance and grab Holly for a takedown. Ronda swung a looping right hand, swung again, missed. Then Holly started landing. A clean left hand snapped Ronda's head back. A sharp jab found the target. Another left-handed flush. The crowd, so loud seconds earlier, started to quiet down. Whelming her opponent, she wasn't controlling the pace. Holly was in complete control, moving, countering, landing clean shots. Ronda looked frustrated. She tried to clinch, but Holly broke free easily.
Look at this, than the Misha Tate fight.
This is not what Holly wants. She definitely does not want to be clinching with Ronda.
with short shots inside by Holly.
Nothing was working. By the end of round one, Ronda's face was already swelling. She walked back to her corner looking confused and angry, like someone had changed the rules of the game without telling her. Holly sat calmly on her stool. She just survived the dangerous first round everyone warned her about, and she hadn't just survived, she dominated. The myth was wobbling, the cracks were showing, and 56,000 people were starting to realize this might not go the way they expected. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 99% of you watch the video without subscribing. It costs you nothing but makes a huge difference to us. Thanks a lot, muchly appreciated. Now, back to the video. The fall, round 2. Ronda came out even more aggressive than before, but it wasn't controlled aggression, it was desperation. She rushed in wild, throwing everything she had, trying to force something, anything to work, but Holly stayed patient. She moved, she waited for her moment, and then she saw it.
I wonder if Ronda starts getting desperate chasing Holly. Nobody doubts the skill everywhere. Oh!
Ronda charged in one more time with her guard completely open and her chin exposed. It was the opening Holly had been waiting for. She stepped to the side, turned her hip, and threw a perfectly timed left high kick. The kick landed flush on Ronda's neck and jaw with a sickening thud.
Ronda's in trouble. She's out. Holly looking to finish. She's out. Holly Holm is the...
Ronda dropped instantly. Her body went stiff. She fell face first onto the canvas like someone had unplugged her. The referee rushed in immediately and waved it off. Holly followed with 2 hammer fists for good measure, but the fight was already over. Ronda Rousey was knocked out cold. For a moment, the entire stadium went completely silent. 56,000 people stood frozen in disbelief. Holly stood nearby, arms raised, face still calm and composed. She'd done exactly what no one expected. She'd seen the invincible and knocked her out. The replay showed it over and over on the big screens. Slow motion, different angles, every time the same brutal result. Perfect kick. A devastating finish, an era ending in one strike. The final outcome. After the fight, Ronda vanished completely. No post-fight interview, no statement to the media, no social media post, nothing. Holly Holm became the new bantamweight champion. She celebrated quietly, respectful even in victory, professional, humble. But Ronda, she was gone, radio silent. Weeks passed before she finally spoke publicly, and when she did, the truth came out. The loss had destroyed her mentally. She questioned everything about herself, her worth, her identity, her purpose, her future. She revealed she had suicidal thoughts after the fight. The woman who'd been on top of the world, who felt completely unstoppable, was now broken and lost. The armor had cracked. The invincibility was gone. Once you lose that feeling, it's almost impossible to get back. Over a year later, Ronda finally returned to the octagon, December 2016, against Amanda Nunes for the bantamweight title. But she wasn't the same fighter, not even close. The bell rang, Nunes came out swinging. Ronda tried to cover up, but the shots kept coming, hard, fast, unrelenting. 48 seconds, that's all it took.
She's in trouble, Mike. Over the top. Big trouble. Can she finish it right here, right now?
Nunes knocked Ronda out in 48 seconds. The referee waved it off as Ronda stumbled backward into the cage, completely defenseless. 2 knockout losses in a row. The aura was completely shattered.
She's stunned. But then, just like that. Wow.
After that fight, Ronda Rousey retired from MMA for good. She never stepped into the octagon again. She eventually transitioned to professional wrestling with WWE, where the outcomes are predetermined and the danger is controlled and choreographed. The woman who once ruled the sport with an iron fist, who'd seemed utterly unstoppable, never fully recovered from the night in Melbourne. One kick had changed everything. Ronda Rousey changed women's MMA forever. She forced the world to pay attention. She raised the standard, filled arenas, and made dominance look effortless. That part of her legacy can't be erased by a single loss. But this night reminded everyone of a hard truth: the sport never forgives. The moment you stop improving is the moment someone catches you. The moment you believe your reputation can protect you is the moment it disappears. Holly Holm didn't just beat Ronda Rousey, she exposed the gap between talent and adaptation. She showed that patience beats panic, preparation beats intimidation, and belief beats noise. So this wasn't the end of Ronda's story. It was the end of an illusion of invincibility. Because in MMA, no crown is permanent, no era is untouchable, and no fighter, no matter how dominant, is ever bigger than the evolution of the sport. But one question still hangs in the air. If the most dominant champion in history can fall in 59 seconds, who's really safe? And when you build an empire on invincibility, what's left standing when that single belief crumbles? If you want to know more stories about other fighters on our channel, you've got to check this video. This is Punch Klub, fellas. Y'all got any ideas? Drop your thoughts at the comment section below. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.